It's been another night of bloodshed in Gaza as the Israeli military targeted tents sheltering displaced Palestinians. The latest strikes have killed at least 23 Palestinians. At least 10 people, including children, were killed in Khan Younis. Fires broke out after Israel bombed a tent camp in the southern city. And in el-Balah in the north, an Israeli attack killed at least 6 Palestinians from one family. The UN says Israeli attacks have forcibly displaced nearly 500,000 people since Israel broke the Gaza ceasefire deal on March the 2nd. Let's speak to Tareq Azzoum now in central Gaza. Tareq, starting with the situation in Khan Younis, I mean, the fact that people are forced to live in tents at all makes them especially vulnerable to these continued Israeli attacks, women and children among the victims.
Yeah, it's absolutely. The situation has been overwhelmingly very desperate for families being trapped underneath the scale of Israeli attacks that unfolded the city of Khan Younis over the course of the past 24 hours. Yesterday evening, the Israeli military, without any sort of warning, struck a makeshift camp in the city there. The camp was housing hundreds of families who have lost their homes and their properties and now were forced to live inside makeshift shelters that lack all sorts of basic necessities and afford them with little to no protection from not just harsh conditions but also from the severity of the Israeli attacks. 10 civilians reported killed in the attack and 7 others were injured. Those who were killed were the vast majority of them were children. Ahmed Abu Rous, who was burned alive along with his 3 sisters, draws a very devastating scene for the strike there that has left behind a trail of destruction. Families there were feeling safe a bit after the Israeli military told them to evacuate to al-Mawasi, which has been designated as a safe zone, but later it has turned out to be completely unsafe and a center and also an epicenter for the Israeli latest attacks that have absolutely turned the entire area to be a death and killing zone for many families.
And a similar situation in northern Gaza as well. Multiple members of the same family in el-Balah in northern Gaza killed. What's the situation there, Tareq?
Yeah, the northern part of Gaza is witnessing a clear escalation in all sorts of military ground and aerial attacks by the Israeli military. Many families have been told by the military to evacuate the eastern parts of Gaza, and they started to move more to the densely populated areas that, for the reckon, have been widely destroyed. One of these latest devastating attacks took place on 2 makeshift shelters. One is in el-Balah, as you have mentioned, Neve. 6 civilians have been reported killed in the attack, and 7 others were reported killed in another strike on a makeshift tent in Jabalia town. The vast majority of those who were killed were also children, which is absolutely has been condemned by the WHO. That the WHO, alongside also with UNICEF, that has sounded the alarm, saying that on a daily average since the war began back in October 2023, 27 children have been killed on a daily basis, and this number is expected to rise as the Israeli military operations have no end in sight. Many Palestinian children have become orphaned. We are talking about thousands of them have lost one or both of their parents, and we are talking about 12,000 Palestinians at least must be evacuated outside Gaza for treatment, including 4,000 children, which underscores the severity and the impact of this devastating war on children and the vulnerable communities here in the battered Gaza Strip, Neve.
And of course, disease and malnutrition an ever-present risk as well as the conflict continues. Tareq Azzoum in central Gaza, many thanks.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.